Hello there, you, and welcome to a truly insane fight that we have for you today, as 5 million Chaos Renegade Gunners are going into an all-out battle with 5 million Imperial Guard. However, we've got one slight twist. Every single unit on the battlefield only has 1 HP, which means that any unit on the battlefield will instantly die the moment it takes damage, with both teams being completely equal in terms of range and manpower. But before we do kick off today's fight, I just want to say a massive shout out to all you channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. While you're at it, go ahead, check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, let's go on with today's battle. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I've got a feeling that this could be over very quickly, but also be a very bloody affair here. Now, we've got about 4 million melee combatants here for both sides, and about 1 million ranged shooters here. So just the ranged shooters alone could realistically kill up to 1 million a second if they were all shooting simultaneously and had perfect aim. Of course, then we're going to get a lot of stray rounds here as both armies come clashing into each other here. Just this insane melee ensues in the center. Already, almost 400,000 units have been killed across the entire battlefield. And look at that. Oh my god, I can feel my graphics card screaming out in pain here. There's both armies slam into each other. The good news is, though, as more and more units die on the field, I'll start getting back my FPS slowly but surely. Look at this. Oh my god, we're already climbing up to 800,000 losses. Almost, we're rapidly approaching 1 million losses here from both sides. Now you can see that the melee combatants at the moment are charging forth and creating this central defilade, which will block some of the firepower here from both sides. So troops are going to have to move up. You can already see this insane no man's land starting to appear as the sheer weight of firepower starts to build up on both sides. So, because the Renegade Gunners and the Imperial Gunners are all spread out throughout the ranks of the melee, some of them have to make their way to the front, which means that slowly but surely, over the course of the battle, the firepower builds up little by little. I mean, look at this defilade we're already creating here. Absolute insanity is ensuing on the battlefield. The kill counters are going up so fast at the moment that they can barely keep pace with the amount of death that's actually happening. Look at the numbers on the kill counter. It's almost breaking. There's some at 10,000 a second dying at the moment on at least one side. So 20,000 deaths a second at least at the moment. Just look at this battlefield. An insane no man's land has been created, where just these volleys of rapid fire ammunition are exchanged between both sides here. And poor melee infantry are just cut down in these vast swathes as they try to push on through the intense firepower. Just look at these Imperial lines. There's just so many of them all getting cut down every second here. Look how quickly the line gets thinned out. And again, we've just got this no-man land that stretches across this entire battlefield. The only place where any of it sort of changes is when the terrain allows it. So it looks like the Chaos have got a little bit of advantage over this side, being able to push right up into the terrain side. But the Imperials are blasting over, and they're actually just ahead in terms of kill counter at the moment. Oh, look, oh, it's a glorious no-man's land. You can see both sides trying to push troops into it, but they're all just cut down in a matter of seconds. Let's go over to the far flank, actually. What's happening over here? Has anyone been able to gain control of the flank? I'm amazed there is a flank, honestly, with how many units are dying every second. Okay, so it does look like there is vastly greater numbers here of melee troops on the flank, but look at all the firepower still. Oh my god, look at this. We're starting to make mountains here, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the terrain. This is something we've created all by ourselves here. The two armies are flinging themselves at each other across this mountain of dead bodies, which is like 2 to 3 stories high now at least. We're rapidly approaching 4 million dead across the field. The teams are starting to equate. Oh God, look at the floor. A litany of death across here. There's just so many corpses strewn across the field. It's really hard to even just see the sand dunes anymore. We are making rivers run red. But the Imperials do seem to be gaining a slight upper hand in this firefight, it must be said. Seemingly able to deploy their firepower here slightly better than the Chaos so far. Again, I'm going to guess that largely comes down to terrain advantage somewhere on the field, because that's the only difference between the two. So somewhere the Imperials must have a much greater terrain advantage over the Chaos. Either that or the Chaos are just able to push more troops forward quickly than the Imperials are. Look at all these. There's just so many getting cut down. Oh my God. It's like D-Day times a billion. Let's face it. Look at them all. There's so many cut down. Like, from the time they actually get to the front line to the time they die, it's like 5 seconds. Realistically. Like, let's try follow one of these dudes here. We'll go with that. Oh, that dude already died. Never mind. The dude we followed died before I even got a chance to finish the sentence. It does feel like, though, that the Chaos are moving a lot more of their melee troops forward here than the Imperial Guard. Possibly why the Imperial Guard are pulling ahead here. But that means you got to wonder, where are the Imperial Guard melee? I think they're all sort of stuck behind, which I'm kind of surprised that the Imperial Guard gunners aren't a little bit more exposed than they are. Perhaps again that terrain advantage really does play into the Imperial hand. And I've got to say, as this number disparity gets bigger and bigger here, the Imperials are just gaining a lead more rapidly. Let's go over to this far flank on this side of the field and see what's happening here. Kind of feels like Chaos has more troops ready and waiting. But who has the firepower here? It kind of feels like the Imperials have the firepower on the flank. The Chaos are desperately pumping reinforcements into it to try and hold back the Imperial tide. But yeah, the kill count disparity now is just getting greater and greater by the second. That firepower really starting to overwhelm. I wonder if it's because the Chaos sort of have the high ground up here. Look at it, this is really weird. We've got this body defilade here, and then we've got a no man's land in the center, followed by another body defilade over the other side. That's really strange. It must mean that a lot of the gunners are just focused in this center line. God, that's it. We're clawing back that FPS now. I can feel it. It's returning slowly but surely. But what an absolute slaughter this has been on our fields today. It's really interesting, actually, watching armies like this with just 1 HP slugging it out, because it really does come down to things like terrain advantage, and really it comes down to tactics on display here. Now, I'm a little bit worried because I don't see that much Chaos firepower coming out of these center lines. And it looks like the Imperials are already all bunched up here. I don't know, this could be a brilliant move by Chaos, it might not be. But it feels like the Imperials have a lot more reinforcements in this center line. Yeah, look at that kill disparity now. Imperials pulling ahead by like 500,000 kills. This is starting to look shaky for the Chaos here. They need a miracle. They need an outflanking maneuver or something like that to really start laying in the hurt. I think one of the problems that the Chaos have had is that these body defilades here. So you can see that the Chaos Renegade gunners have moved right up close here to try and shoot over the lip, whereas a lot of the Imperials are actually just sitting back and firing over the lip instead. And I think that is what has been the ultimate nail in the coffin here for Chaos. Now as the Imperials rapidly pull ahead, as the numbers start to turn in their favor. I would imagine as well as the disparity gets quicker and quicker, the kill rate just increases. But yeah, look at this. Oh my god, in fact, we're about to run out of reinforcements in this part of the line here for Chaos. There's just this thin trickle of troops coming in. Look at these body piles. Oh my god. There's so many of them. But yeah, we've just got this tiny, thin trickle of troops now coming in. And it looks like Imperials are about to capitulate Chaos in this area completely. Oh my god, look at that. It's just been cleaned out almost now. Imperials having a free roam here. The Chaos army dwindling rapidly. And it looks like, oh look, this is probably why. So Imperials actually won out the flank over here against the Chaos and are able to bring that firepower around into the flanking maneuvers here. And that has been really wiping Chaos off the face. Oh my god, look at that kill ratio now. It is getting ham on some biscuits here. It is cheddar cheese cream time for the Chaos army. Let's go have a little paddle down here. Can little Timmy come in? Oh, little Timmy can't come out. It is time to get that rubber dinghy out. Fun for the entire family. Just ignore the gigantic war that's going on. You'll be fine, Timmy. But yeah, look at this now. Multiple breakthroughs in the line here for Chaos. And I think this is going to be the final death knell here. Okay, we're starting to get... What's actually impressive about these pools of goo that have been spread all over the floor is that normally, like, blood, when an enemy gets hit, a single pool of blood comes out of them, right? Now, once they get hit multiple times, when they have high health pools, they can eject multiple pools of blood from them, right? But you've got to remember, everyone here had 1 HP, so it's just 1 squirt of blood from every single body here. So the fact that they've still managed to make these insane pools, I mean, look at this! Oh my days. That's like a 3 to 4 story building here. And that's all up and down the field as well. God, look how many reinforcements actually the Imperials have got left. They had some insane terrain advantage going into this, and I think, yeah, look at this. Look at how many Chaos got shot up here. I think this is what it was. Look at this killing field. So, I think the Chaos having the high ground up here must have been really bad, because the Imperials who were shooting at the front line, any of them shots that were missing and going high would have been killing troops over here, and I think that is what really nailed it here for the Chaos. Now, the Chaos have won this flank over on the far side, and are now bringing their troops around to meet the Imperials, but yeah, they've got 100,000 left. So, let's quickly time-lapse this last bit, and we'll be back in a second. Oh my days, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you saw that. The Chaos there put up an absolutely amazing fight there. The last 100,000 there, they've killed almost, what was that, like 300,000 of the Imperial army. They've done an amazing job here than the last few Chaos. Honestly, for a second, I thought they were actually going to win this, but no. The Imperials here mopping up even the last 70 of the Chaos army. But I do think we can end this one here, ladies and gentlemen. Do let me know if you enjoyed this 1 HP fight and would like to see more like it. I really enjoyed this. I'd love to do more like it, but let me know in the comments below. And as always, until next time, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And peace.